Before listening to this part of the video, you all must read the activity given on page number 124 of your textbook. It is the first activity where you are supposed to heat ethanol, acetic acid, and naphthalene. After reading the activity, we come to the conclusion that ethanol and acetic acid are saturated carbon compounds, while naphthalene is an unsaturated compound. Ethanol and acetic acid, which are carbon compounds, do not have carbon-carbon double bond or triple bond in them. Hence, they are saturated. While naphthalene is an unsaturated compound. Here the formula for naphthalene has been given. It is C10H8. This is how the naphthalene is going to be represented. Two hexagonal rings you can see, and alternate double bond is present in this first ring, and a double bond here and here also you can see. So because it shows presence of double bonds between carbon atoms, it is an unsaturated carbon compound. This is the structure where the distribution of carbon, 10 carbon atoms and 8 hydrogen atoms have also been shown. Generally, saturated carbon compounds burn with a clean blue flame, while unsaturated carbon compounds burn with yellow flame and release black smoke. So this is evident from the LPG gas that we make use of at our home as cooking gas, and when we ignite the gas, it burns with a clean blue flame, which is also called as an oxidizing flame. And it makes use of various saturated hydrocarbons like butane, isobutane, propane in it. So LPG contains all saturated hydrocarbons, and hence it gives a clean blue flame or an oxidizing flame. But unsaturated compounds, they burn with yellow flame and they even release black smoke, which is, and the flame that is given by them is also called as a reducing flame. Comparison of the molecular formulae indicates that the proportion of carbon is larger in unsaturated compounds than in saturated compounds. So this is evident from this information box here. You can compare the two formulas of ethanol and naphthalene. If you see, the number of carbon atoms in ethanol is just 2, whereas in naphthalene it is 10. So unsaturated carbon compounds contain more carbon atoms as compared to the saturated ones. And as a result of this, we find that some particles of carbon remain unburned. So some particles of carbon remain unburnt in case of unsaturated hydrocarbons. In the flame, these hot carbon particles emit yellow light and therefore the flame appears yellow. So this is the reason why unsaturated carbon compounds give yellow flame, because they contain lot of carbon atoms in them. Some of the carbon atoms remain unburned and later on they emit yellow light and the flame appears yellow. However, if oxygen supply is limited, a yellow flame is obtained by combustion of saturated compounds as well. So we know that for combustion, that is burning, we require oxygen. So if there is insufficient supply of oxygen, even saturated compounds will give rise to yellow flame, and that will be on account of the incomplete burning of the carbon. Whenever the burning of carbon remains incomplete, it gives rise to black smoke and it causes pollution. So from this experiment, we come to the conclusion that unsaturated carbon compounds undergo incomplete oxidation or combustion or burning, and they give rise to black smoke, which eventually gets deposited in the form of black soot And this is what happened in case of naphthalene also. Because naphthalene is an unsaturated carbon compound, it burns with a black smoke, and this black smoke got deposited on the metal plate in the form of black soot. Soot is very, very fine particles of carbon. So this is what we come to know from this particular activity.